These 8 young men are the UK's most pathetic wimps. They've all lost the idea of what it is to be a real man. So we've dumped them in a wilderness, cut them off from civilization, and are subjecting them to a series of brutal trials. These will help them discover the value of courage, strength, pain, and honour. Already they've confronted their fear of heights, their fear of pain,
oh my God,
and they've learned to defend themselves against bastards. This is Canadian Ironman Craig Campbell. His mission is to transform them, and eventually one will be crowned Wimps To Warriors champion.
Welcome to Wimps To Warriors, a show that to this point has been an exercise in total physical disaster. We had a chance to climb poles and we couldn't do that with foot rungs on them to help you out. We had a chance yesterday to defend ourselves in a physical battle and we all failed miserably. So today we're gonna run, we're gonna get into shape, because I can't believe that out of all of you miscreants, James is in the lead. James is in the lead, leaving somehow Norman at the bottom of you. So we're gonna run, Norman. You're gonna get up and you're gonna run, Norman, and all of you are gonna run after him to the top of that hill. Get up there, Paul. Run, run, run. I'm right behind you. And the last one, I cut the Achilles tendon. Run!
Halfway through the series, Craig will be expelling the 4 lowest achieving wimps, so the pressure's already rising. We need to see some real change happening here. Today, the nightmare that is their existence continues. We'll see them pit their wits against pigs, defy death in a Special Forces simulation course.
Come on, let's take out some terrorists.
And face their toughest challenge yet, when they'll need to walk across the Wimps To Warriors inferno.
You see all these flames and Christ, you know, you really don't want to have to go crossing across that.
Ever since men started crawling out of caves, they proved themselves by controlling animals. One of the most impressive examples of this comes from the Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. It's long been a tradition there that the toughest men from the tribe wrestle fierce wild pigs in bamboo cages. It sounds fun, so we're going to copy them.
The Nicobar pigs were ferocious animals that lived wild in the jungle, and the idea of the sport was to grab both ears and control the animal without being bitten. Hardcore.
Putting our magnificent 8 through their paces is pig farmer Alan Duck. With 30 years' experience, Alan's the man to show our guys how to grapple with live gammon.
Well, the challenge today is to get used to handling a pig. They're very intelligent animals, so therefore you've got to put yourself in the place of the pig and be one jump in front, trying to imagine what they're going to do.
First of all, Alan shows the wimps the fine art of catching the animal, which is actually quite difficult, even for him.
You're not supposed to do that, you little toad. The idea really is to get one hand under their neck at the front and then one hand underneath their belly. Now look, we didn't come all this way to be made look a bloody fool, did we? We did.
Alan finally shows us who's boss, but unfortunately Paul's developed an attitude problem. He seems convinced that the animal is suffering.
You're quite there, I see.
If Paul can't bear the pig squealing, how on earth is he going to cope when he has to get down and wrestle it?
Once he's comfortable, he'll settle down.
Maybe, but Mike's cacking his pants too, and with good reason. In Nicobar, pigs have been known to inflict terrible wounds.
So have you actually at any point ever heard of them gnawing the testicles off particularly skinny men?
No, but there may be a first time today, you never know.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that these guys are pushed to the limits of their pig wrestling skills.
I think they'll be pushed to the limit, all right, yeah, definitely.
Let's watch that unfold.
If one of you would like to have a go, we have a volunteer, or have I got to pick someone out? Right, come on then, James.
OK, we're looking to show the animal who's in charge here. Ah, for crying out loud, they're stroking it. This is going to be a complete disaster. Oh dear.
I'm under his tummy.
Rubbish.
Okay, well, you've got the idea, haven't you? Right, who's not had a go?
Michael.
Michael?
No, I can't do it. It's not point encouraging me.
Well, you ought to have a go.
No,
Mike has decided to opt out of the training entirely. Will this guy ever toughen up? Mike Sullivan is not the epitome of Welsh masculinity. At 5'8" and weighing just 9 stone, he's got less muscle than a lamb, let alone a pig.
Oh my God.
He's scared of everything, from fat women to aeroplanes.
It's still there. It's still in the sky.
Despite these failings, Mike knows what he wants to change in himself.
I'd like to try more challenges in life. I would like to do more activities in life. I'd like to improve on my general exercise and my lifestyle, be more fitter, be more active. I want to be more involved in manly activities, yeah.
Initially, it was pretty impressive as he somehow scrambled his way up a huge pole. But then everything went wrong when he had to pierce himself.
I don't think I can do it.
Mike's mum knows her boy better than anyone.
He's not masculine at all.
Currently second last, he clearly needs some inspiration from a real man if he's to avoid being kicked out.
Go on, fight him! Fight him!
The practice session, that really disheartened me when I see him getting the pig and it's screaming really loudly. I felt really sorry for that pig and was really crying.
Well, there's no room for crybabies here. As we go into the fourth trial, James is in the lead. John, Paul, Mike and Norman are lagging behind at the bottom. It's going to take an awesome performance from one of those guys to get out to the expulsion zone. They may look harmless, but with the abattoir just around the corner, these desperate pigs are not to be argued with. They're bound to squeal, but we can assure you that this is natural and they will not be suffering. The Wimps will draw lots to decide which pig they must catch. Once caught, they must carry the pig over this scientifically proven ramp and pin it on its back on the other side. Will Mike rise to the challenge?
I have faith in you, Mike. Choose your pig. All right, right on. Mike's got pig number un. That's it. Get in there and get yourself dinner. Come on, Mike. Don't take no for an answer. It's a pig. You're a man. You've got evolution behind you.
Mike wants to have more confidence and be less scared of everything. Well, this trial should help him restore some pride. Look at him here, striding majestically through the stinking muck.
There you go. There you go.
That's it, a bit more aggression.
You're going to have to get on him a bit harder than that. And it's for his good as well.
It's a battle at the bottom, and a good show would put all the pressure on Norman. But let's be honest, this is not a good show. In fact, it's bloody terrible.
How long do you think it'd take to chase pigs at this pace before they finally just pass out?
Oh, probably half an hour.
Half an hour. So we got about 29 minutes worth of this.
He'll give up all the pigs, I think.
Yeah. Rugby tackle him. Stalk him. That's the stuff. Might be the reflection of the sun off your legs that's throwing him. Nice one. Nice one, Mike. You got him. Okay.
Ah, but what's this? Mike has finally managed to capture his swine and pins it in a time of 2.5 minutes, almost disposing of it in the process. Excellent.
I think he's trying to pull on your heartstrings a little bit there.
Maybe.
Emotional blackmail.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to fake a heart attack here and see if I can't make you stay awake at night.
So far, Norman is the most inadequate wimp of the lot.
Yeah, just swim over to him.
He's come here to prove to everyone that he can look after himself.
You're going to have to get more aggressive up top.
Come on then, Norman. Don't let the piggies get one over on you. Assert yourself.
Get in there! Yeah!
Remarkable. He's caught the animal.
Hold tight. Hold tight.
For a man who describes himself as a doormat, he seems pretty determined.
Yeah, get in there.
Oh dear, he got away. Slightly strange technique, but yes, he's done it.
You rock! Yeah! Get over here.
He records a time of 1 minute 40 seconds, enough to beat Mike and set the benchmark for the rest.
Right on. This is Norman. Stormin' Norman. Last yesterday, but he's rocking. He wants to win.
Just as I reached the top of that, I could feel myself go backwards.
And then you thought, no, the village is hungry.
No.
I've got to do this.
Not thought, no time to think, act.
Good work.
Just get over it.
Good work, Norman. Do you know what that means? Just hold my hand and say, yeah!
7-stone Michael has a girl's job.
I work at Dorothy Perkins for a living.
Folding skimpy tops has done precisely nothing for his physique.
If I was able to change myself overnight, I'd want to wake up just a lot bigger.
When it comes to boxes, heavy ones, we don't bother asking Mike because you're really not any better than any of us.
What's more, his job has taught him nothing about handling pigs. Our pigs weigh 3.5 stone. For an average man, that's nothing. But for Michael, it's half his body weight. Michael employs a bizarre standing still technique.
Hey! Up and over! Up and over!
Nevertheless, he manages 1 minute 49 seconds.
Nice work, Michael. Yeah! Was it easier than you thought?
Yeah, it was.
Trying to get your breath?
I think I was just a bit fortunate, really, that he isolated himself into a corner.
You've just made him shit.
Next is Brainbox James, who has theories on everything, even pigs.
Dealing with a pig, you've got this, it's an animal, you've got this unknown variable, X, and I never was any good at algebra.
Apart from being extremely intelligent, James is also an eccentric who rides one-wheeled bikes in a vain attempt to get noticed.
People ignore me.
This has forced James to spend most nights alone at home playing with his crayons and theorising on why he hasn't got a girlfriend.
Trying to talk to one woman around is impossible because they go over in big groups. It's quite intimidating.
Pig number 1, James. Don't waste time looking at me. I'm not a pig and you can't pin me. Get in there, James.
OK, James, imagine this is a club and one of those pigs is your ideal girl. Don't be intimidated. Isolate it. And pin it. 48 seconds of fine pig pulling.
I always knew that was going to be hard. I thought it'd be slightly easier to catch him.
Right, and the pinning threw you off a bit?
It did a bit. I thought if I sat down it'd be easier.
Next up is Chris, who's desperate to stop James running away with the competition. Chris wants promotion at work, to be taken seriously by his colleagues, and to have the respect of his 3-year-old son.
First man into the fence. Nice. Whoa.
So we're making him run around in poo after pigs.
That's it, get him cornered and then you're right.
The cornering scheme.
Chris takes 30 seconds, which amazingly puts him in the lead. Mummy's boy Richard is really pathetic. When he realised he'd never gain his girlfriend's respect,
She beats me every time.
he bought himself a puppy, hoping he'd be able to dominate that instead. But it didn't work either. People and pets routinely get the better of Richard, so this trial is his chance to regain some dignity. Or maybe not.
Love the mud.
But at least he's getting himself good and dirty.
Nice job. Swim after him. Good thinking.
That's more
Good
like
job! Good job! Hold him tight,
go
Richard.
for
He's
it.
used to grovelling to his bosses at work, so it's only natural he should do it to one of our pigs. 1 minute 12 seconds. That sucks.
Ha ha ha! I can't wait for this, John. Are you nervous? You excited? Coming up. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Apprehensive?
I'm not sure I'm going to do squealy well in this. I just want to get my points back on track.
Yeah. Okay, John. Pick a pig.
Craig's hopes for these guys have been dashed by one mealy-mouthed joker. Let's see what this lanky comedian can do in the pen. This guy complains he's a total disaster with the ladies. What does he expect? He's got the sensitivity of a sledgehammer.
It's not a pig chucking competition, John. It's a pig pinning competition.
Oh, butterfingers.
There you go. Okay.
48 seconds. Pretty good. Wonder if it'd last that long with a woman.
Put dinner on. You're my new wife. There you are, Paul. What's your strategy? So,
Just grab it sensibly,
Yeah.
go it over there, turn it over.
Paul's the last to go. Let's see if he can even get near the pig. At home, Paul's a henpecked slob who does nothing but the dusting. This may explain why he was such a failure at the pole climbing trial.
No! Please!
And he burst into tears at the piercing trial before he'd even seen the pin. If he can't pull himself together, Craig will kick him out.
Maybe it's time I stopped saying I can't do it or won't do it and say, let's give this a go.
Has Paul really got the guts? This is fantastic. He seems to have suddenly remembered the taste of a full English.
Yeah! He's the king of the pig!
Brilliant. Yeah, really.
That was amazing! That was unbelievable!
I've done that before.
You are a focused man. When you put your mind to
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
it's sandwiches all around. I hope you're proud of yourself. That was a great job.
Yeah,
Go over
very
there and
good.
join the others.
Good.
Nice one. I love that man!
I took in everything and I tried very hard to getting right in there. And I thought that is something serious in my life.
All right, boys, nice effort with the pigs, but we can agree that if that had been a lion or a tiger, it would have been a very different story, and none of us would ever get a chance to eat another bacon sandwich, yeah? And I need you to run on the spot and toughen yourselves up for me. That's it, John. Go, 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 go. Run, 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 run. And don't leave until I've called your name. Paul, you can go. You were in first place. In second place, Chris, get out of the mud. In third place, James, well done. Get out of the mud. Fourth place, John, now you can go, although I wish you'd never leave the mud and fall asleep face down in it to die. In fifth place, Richard, get out of here now. Norman, you can go. Michael, you can go now. Keep running, Mike. Keep running. Keep running. Oh, God.
Remember that only the top 4 are going to stay the whole course, and right now Mike Sullivan is well and truly stuck in the muck with a measly 19 points. Chris and James are riding high in equal first, but the real scrap is now between John and Paul for 4th spot. That should be a ferocious battle. Coming up, the amoeba will be in the line of fire in our Secret Service training exercise.
Pick yourself up, get your gun and run!
And they'll need to show us the meaning of the word courage and what will be their toughest challenge yet. Things are about to get hot. We took 8 total losers and have set them on a journey to become warriors. Driven by the fear of failure, they're pushing themselves to the outer limits of their physical capabilities, doing things they've never done before. The trials they've embarked on have been hard, but they seem to be having a positive effect.
It's been good. I've learnt a lot, and I'm starting to develop as a person now.
It's a completely new experience. It's something I've never done before.
They might be having fun, but that's not what they're here for. They're here to become men.
My sort of tactic in thinking is if you can win one event, have a good few finishes, you should be here for the full duration, which is my main aim.
This is the one big thing that I wanted to try, and hopefully go away from a better person.
If they fail to stay the course, they will leave, knowing that they will always be utterly useless.
Alone, exhausted, behind enemy lines, but it's not a mistake. They're chosen to be there. And since their inception in 1941, self-reliance has been the backbone of the SAS.
Nowhere has this been more evident than in Sierra Leone, September 2000. 7 British troops had been captured by armed militia known as the West Side Boys whilst on a peacekeeping mission. The rebels were holding the soldiers under threat of execution at their heavily armed camp. Salvation came in the form of the SAS, who had to make quick decisions to avoid shooting the very men they were trying to rescue.
Their motto, "Who dares wins," provides the perfect inspiration for our hopefuls.
For reasons of national security, we cannot reveal the true identity of today's expert, whose name is Wilkie. Oh.
Closing, gentlemen, closing the half circle around the table now.
Needless to say that with 23 years of military experience working with elite troops across the world, he's the right man to turn our limp-wristed losers into killing machines.
Lambs to the slaughter.
The task today will be to move through a wood, clearing an area of enemy, trying to find out where the hostages are.
Can you spot a good soldier?
Not straight away, but what you can do, you can edge someone who may have the adrenaline and may have the guts to keep on going when he wants to stop. The quieter ones, after a period of time, will come out of their shells, and they can be better than the aggressive ones. So if someone's aggressive straight away, doesn't necessarily mean he's be the better soldier.
Well, let's get right to the meat and spuds of it. That looks like a pretty wicked bit of kit there.
This is a H&K MP5, which is carried and used by the Special Forces.
What's the extent of damage that can actually...
The round will go through you 95% of the time.
Right.
It could go in on your shoulder blade and it could come out of your foot.
Remember, you've got to aim this weapon. You just don't blat off because you'll miss the targets. Turn around. 5 rounds in your own time.
James is having trouble getting his hands around such a large weapon.
In the shoulder, arm up. No, arm up, finger off the trigger. That's it. Lean into it, left foot, that's it. Look over the... Oh, that's better. Getting somewhere now.
Looking for a tight grouping always, Wilkie.
Exactly. Always tight. Tighter the better.
Right. Does that give you a tiny bit of an erection when you see that tight grouping? Just a little...
It tells you've done your job correctly and you've actually zeroed it in correctly as well, yeah.
Right, but not enough to throw off your focus.
No.
Lovely. Cosmetic expert Mike's eyeliner skills won't help him line up the target.
One more. Thank you. You didn't hit the target at all there, by the way. Good effort. We should have some fun with you this afternoon.
It seems like you've got to break somebody before the best comes out of him.
Right.
And then once it's out of him, he gets better and better and better.
Part of the operation will mean you've thrown a grenade. All you need to do is strike it across the top once, and then throw. Grenade! Okay, any questions?
There's no chance of it actually exploding before the end of the fuse?
No. I guarantee some of you will throw it even before you strike it, because you do that, you think you've done it, you throw it.
Craig's got some final questions of his own.
You ever tasted a man's heart?
No, I haven't.
Made a pencil case out of anyone's shin bone?
No.
No?
No.
Glad that's cleared up. Chris and James are looking good at the top of the board. Norman and Mike are on the fast track to Loserville. But the real battle is still between John and Paul for fourth spot. Who will stay and who will go? This trial is based on the SAS mission in Sierra Leone. It's been designed to test our Wimps' abilities to make quick decisions under extreme pressure. Targets will pop up for 5 seconds, during which time they must decide whether it's a hostage or a terrorist. The terrorists are the ones with guns. The aim is to hit each terrorist target as many times as possible, and they'll be penalised for hitting hostages. The first target is a hostage. First into the theatre is computer geek John. If there's one person who winds everyone up, it's
John.
John.
Hey, this is my personality. If you can't accept it, you can't accept it.
He's the Wimp's Wimp. Terrible dress sense. On the whole, entirely irritating.
Well, I reckon they probably would find me annoying, but everybody does until they get to know me properly. Even then, they probably get annoyed with me sometimes.
But for all his faults, he does have some of the qualities it takes to be an alpha male. He was so convinced that he'd win the pole climbing that he did. And he breezed the piercing trial.
That was stunningly easy.
John's convinced that his genius at shoot-'em-up computer games would somehow give him the edge in a real war.
I'd give it a go killing somebody, but I'd probably have to have the counselling afterwards. 11,644.
Come on.
John's keen to start wiggling his trigger finger.
Come on, let's take out some terrorists.
Up comes the hostage. But what's this short-sighted computer geek going to do? Oh, he's made the right call.
Well done, keep moving. That's a civilian. That's one of your hostages. Well done.
There's the first terrorist, and John needs a couple of shots to get his aim before putting him down with 2 good headshots. Unbelievable! John is showing excellent judgment and decisive shooting. Who'd have thought that he'd be the guy to call if you were captured by armed militia? Wow! John's taken everyone out and now only has the grenade to go.
Grenade!
Okay,
It's a miss. But John scores an impressive 12.
Oh, that was fun. Picking them up. That was fun. Hey! Are you a lean mean fire?
Good for you. How was it in there? Watch the weapon.
Fantastic.
Yeah? You're gonna rock it.
I'm gonna kill them all!
Get out of here. Good work.
Oh, yeah.
When we get a chance to hang another man's frame on his bones, we're gonna have a winner on our hands.
Student illustrator James is painfully slow going round.
The reason why I didn't shoot the first target is because the safety catch was on. Lucky enough, he didn't shoot it because it was a civilian, but I think if the safety catch would have been off, he would have shot it.
He's useless with a gun and scores just 8.
Did the bangs throw you?
No, not at all.
Grenade!
Do you think you should be breathing harder if you went faster?
Yes.
You'd be in a bag if this were real life.
Please don't.
Move on, you hit a hostage.
Michael is the top exponent of friendly fire as he goes around missing everything.
Shit.
Except the hostages.
What was difficult about it? Just the speed when they come up to identify them?
It's just like that split-second initial reaction to make sure you're not got a gun aiming at you as opposed to somebody carrying a child.
Was your heart fluttering? Were your legs going rubbery? What happened?
It was a heart that was really got it. It took that first mistake before it really started to stick in. Have to get the hang of it.
He scores -2. Mummy's boy Richard bullied at school. He's looking for retribution.
All right?
Yeah, it felt good, that exhilarating.
It felt good.
Yeah, I killed an innocent civilian, I think, but...
Was it a headshot?
I don't know.
Oh, they're still suffering, probably.
He delivers with a score of 10, despite missing the grenade.
Grenade! Grenade!
Get your kid off, get into the showers, and wait for your punishment.
Chris is the only one of our competitors with a military background. He's so committed to losing his mild-mannered tax clerk image that he's taken up a new hobby.
I joined the TA, so I can handle a weapon now, but I've not fired it yet.
This bloodlust will come as a surprise to Chris's mum, who has only ever seen his feminine side.
At school, he'd always hang around with the girls rather than boys. He weren't sort of into all the manly things, the boy things, was he?
No, I don't want to be a softie.
So here you are, Chris. This is your big chance to prove your worth to Queen and country. The first hostage is up. Who tax clerk Chris mistakes for one of his clients and decides to polish him off. Oops.
Just got a bit trigger happy and thought you better tag them all?
Yeah.
Any emotion for the family of the deceased?
I'm very sorry.
It's good to know that at times of national crisis, this country could call upon the services of Chris to defend us. God help us. For a would-be soldier, Chris's performance is abysmal.
Grenade!
And only a direct hit with the grenade salvages some dignity and gives him a score of 9. Now all he needs to do is get to the finish.
Run! Pick yourself up, get in your gun and run! Come on! Come on! What happened in there? Your shoelaces tied together?
I hit something on the way up. I just trying to run as hard as I could and just flossed it.
If I have a chance, I'll carve a man out of him with a buck knife.
Now we've got Big Paul to worry about. Miraculously, he's making all the right decisions.
Didn't kill any civilians, that's
You
all.
didn't kill any civilians?
The main thing.
Kept it safe, but did you take any bogeys down?
I think I did.
Despite looking like a clown and having a somewhat dubious gun technique.
Stealthily.
He only needs to hit the bunker to take the lead.
As soon as I saw the grenade, his mind went somewhere else. The grenade actually threw the grenade off at a right angle.
Oh, shit.
Okay, pick up your gun. Come on, pick up the gun.
Paul scores 11. Avon Lady Mike next. He's racing through the course, shooting everything in sight without thinking.
The targets are coming up and you have to shoot them. And ducking down, and even though you've got to coordinate everything at once.
Shooting and moving.
Yeah, you can see what jobs the people in the army got now.
I think he's got the old weekend syndrome on his head. There was no extra stealth or movement in it. It was just, let's go, fire as many rounds as I possibly can, get to the end and finish the day. Strike and throw.
You're supposed to shout, "Grenade!"
Thank you.
Oh yeah, scary.
Okay, up the hill.
Incredible. It's a direct hit, wiping out all 3 in the bunker to give him an overall score of 3.
Come on, man! Come on, yeah!
Norman is not a confrontational person. In fact, he's always the victim.
You could just push me over from a finger and I'll just fall flat on my back or my face, you know.
In his hometown, Norman even has trouble walking down the street.
I've always got this habit of looking over my shoulder, so I would like to, well, hopefully overcome that fear.
So we gave him the opportunity to learn self-defence, and he let himself down.
He's down!
The root of Norman's problem is he's got principles.
I would kill someone, but I'd try not to kill someone if you get what I mean. Try and injure the person, at least get them down, but avoid death.
Our conscientious objector, Norman.
Guns.
There we are. Norman let off a few shots, threw the grenade, hit nothing, and scores 0. What a surprise.
What threw you off the most? Was it the gunshots going off, or was it the grenade, or what
No,
most got you?
It's the fact that I was holding the gun.
Norman, I tell you to go have a shower, but you didn't work up a sweat. Get out of my sight. I know somebody that when he goes to bed at night is going to have someone else sneaking in and slitting the throat on his teddy bear. The clusterfuck continues. I breathe the same air as you men, and it disgusts me. There's live terrorists, dead civilians all over the place, guys crawling around on their hands and knees looking for teddy bears. Today was shit or get off the pot day. I've got nothing to flush. In 8th place, 3 points, Michael C. 7th place, 4 points, Norman. 6th place, 5 points, Mike S. In 5th place with 6 points is James. 4th place, 7 points, Chris. 3rd place with 8 points, Richard. 2nd place, 9 points, Paul. And in 1st place with 10 points, John.
Yes!
I can tell you, men, that if I heard John rejoicing in victory over me, sure as cold shit and a dead dog, I would wake up early the next day and beat the living fuck out of him at the next trial. You guys have a bit of a think about where you consider yourselves on the food chain. I'm gonna go kick the fuck out of a shark for lunch.
You've got to despair for Michael, Norman and Mike, who are not developing at all. And don't let the positions kid you. The top guys aren't men yet either. Despite being in the lead, Chris has taken Craig's criticisms to heart. But he's not the only one who's painfully aware of his failings.
I was really disappointed. I guess I was more disappointed in myself for not achieving it as opposed to everyone else did. And I'll be really honest, I was really low on that.
With the mood in the camp at a disturbing low, James is reflecting on recent events in a silly wicker pyramid.
There's still a lot of work to be done in terms of my own self-esteem, I think, which is one of the reasons I came to this camp.
In the dome, Paul has reverted to his former housewife self. For many, though, life at home is foremost in their minds.
I get homesick really, really easily. I miss, you know, family and friends, you know, people I most care about in the world.
It was really difficult for me, and I was really upset, and I was missing home slightly, because I think once you start getting into that frame of mind, you start thinking of where you could be and what you should be doing.
I miss you so much. You're not a big cuddle. It's just hard.
This self-pity will have to stop if they're to lift themselves for the trial that could change all their lives.
Grenade!
These geeky little macho wannabes have so far comprehensively failed to impress Craig. In a firearm trial designed to test their nerve, they all wet their pants.
This human excrement has just turned my battlefield into a playground. If that's how they treat live fire, let's see how they enjoy walking on one.
Thrace, Greece, 1250 AD, a church full of worshippers caught fire. Men from the local village run in to rescue the congregation. Ever since then, their descendants have reputedly had the ability to dance on red-hot coals without burning their feet. This crazy tradition is all about the power of self-belief and still goes on today in much the same way in India and Sri Lanka.
It also happens in Singapore. Hundreds of devotees line up behind the coals, but they're not allowed to make the dash before the priests lash their backs until they're in a crazy, bleeding frenzy. I'm not sure our little punes even know what a frenzy is. Regardless, it'll be interesting.
Neurolinguist and fire expert Cliff Mann is the man to get our contestants walking over these burning embers, barbecuing their weaknesses forever.
Obviously, I'm sure you already understand there is a high degree of danger with what we are doing here today. You need to listen to every single instruction I give you, follow out everything to the letter. If you do that, you should be fine. If you don't, there will be consequences.
Don't be afraid.
What kind of emotion are these guys going to be feeling when they're walking across the coals?
High jubilation, excitement, a feeling of empowerment. It's going to feel absolutely incredible for them. It's really going to be a life-changing moment, I think, a life-defining moment.
You're going to reboot the Wimp.
Exactly, yeah. Again, really what we're going to do, we're going to give them some strategies for tapping into, resources they already have. It's my belief that everybody has every resource they need to succeed in anything in life. There is nothing fake about what we're doing here tonight. You'll get a lot of people talk about firewalking, they say, oh, it's a trick, it's this, it's that, it's the other. That is as real as it gets.
It certainly is. In New Zealand recently, 28 people needed emergency treatment for severe burns whilst trying to walk over just 12 feet of burning coals. We're asking these guys to walk over 20 feet. To do that, all they need is the right mental attitude.
If we sit like we're unhappy and low and fed up and miserable, we'll become unhappy, low, fed up and miserable.
Paul naturally has volunteered to help Cliff demonstrate his mind reprogramming techniques.
I want to make it even more pathetic for me, really. I'm weak.
I'm weak. I'm worthless.
And I'm useless. And again, for me, even weaker.
I'm weak. I'm worthless.
OK, Paul, arm back out in front for me. Don't let me move.
Having shown that a negative attitude will make you weak, Cliff now turns the tables.
1, 2, 3, I'm strong! I'm powerful! I'm on up one! Don't let me move it!
It's now time for Cliff to build up our guys' adrenaline levels so they can complete the trial.
Excellent stuff. Big round of applause for everybody. Well done.
Anything is possible. The only thing that makes anything impossible is if you believe it is.
Right.
So by showing these people they have the ability to do impossible things, it opens the floodgates completely, and then who knows where it's going to lead.
Well, we'd like to know where it's going to lead.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
You're not at all daunted by the task before you?
I know they're going to walk across fire, and I know it's going to change them.
These 20 feet of smouldering coals are burning at a temperature of 1400 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt steel. Cliff and Craig will judge the trial on adrenaline levels and transformation of mental attitude. If any of the guys get across, that is.
Norman, come forward. Are you ready to conquer fire?
I'm ready!
Absolutely brilliant, I've done it.
I
can do it again, I could do it 10 more times. I could handstand across it. I am a warrior.
Right! Are you ready to conquer fire? I'm ready! Are you a warrior? I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! Go! Go!
I was so psyched at the start, it was unbelievable, my body just went numb. You can feel something under you, but until you get to the end, it's like a delayed heat experience, and you feel the heat. You feel the heat afterwards, and then it's just like a little stingy tingly. Over 1,000 degrees.
Are you a warrior? I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! Go!
I think all the psych depths really paid off. And to be honest, I don't think there'll be any bigger tool I'll take from this whole thing than that. I always thought it was all crap, personally, but now I've got my own proof now, and I'm really ecstatic over that. That's the most extreme thing. That, no, I don't think no one I know's done that. So I've got one over everyone I know.
Are you ready? I'm ready! Address your fire master and do not go until I say so! What's your name? Paul! Are you ready? Yes! Are you a warrior? I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! Go! Yes! 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 Yes!
Got an awful lot of adrenaline floating about there now. I'm just making sure we can actually control the adrenaline now. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever done, but it's fantastic, and I'll tell you what, it's absolutely amazing. I certainly know me before. My wife hasn't done anything like that.
Paul is obviously the guy to beat, with 4 down and 4 to go.
What's your name? Richard! Are you ready? Yes! Are you a warrior? Yeah, I'm a warrior! Go! Yes! Yes! Yes!
That was absolutely mental. I can't think of anything in my life that even compares to it. You were just adrenaline buzzing. You were just thinking, you can do it, you can do it. Just shouting at the top of your voice. You could feel it in your hands, you could feel it in your head. You were just taking deep breaths and you were just ready to feel like conquer the world. If you could do that in normal life, bloody hell.
I'm a warrior! 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 Yes!
Fantastic! I wanna go again. Let me go again, please. Let me go again.
I'm a warrior!
Yeah! Oh, when I first saw it, I thought, bloody hell, no fucking way. But no, oh, that's fucking fantastic. I just walked straight across. It's like working across cold water. Positive mental attitude, mate. Positive mental attitude.
You do it! Chris! Are you ready? Yeah! I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! I'm a warrior! Go! Yes! Yes!
I can't believe how just a few simple words can change your whole attitude and your whole mind. It's incredible. You just get this some energy within yourself, and it's just like. I need to get to that state again because my arms were shaking and tingling. My stomach was tingling. It was just, just like a huge adrenaline rush. It was amazing.
It does seem stupid that by chanting out loud, like a caveman or something, that you're going to influence the way your body feels. But that's exactly what happened.
At last, the worms have turned. What an awesome display from all our contestants. Norman, timid little Norman, those burning coals created a fire in this man's belly. It's hard to tell if John has changed or not. Chris is finally showing the emotions that might get him his promotion at work. But the real hero here was Paul. What a beast.
If you wonder why I'm not saying anything, it's because I'm trying not to cry. I was proud of you men out there today, and it pains me to have to differentiate between your glorious performances. It's a contest, there have to be winners and losers. In 8th place, Mike Chambers, you got 3 points. John, you're in 7th place, you got 4 points. Chris, you're in 6th place with 5 points. Richard, 5th place, you got 6 points. Mike Sullivan, 7 points. James, you're in 3rd place, you got 8 points. Norman, 2nd place. Paul, you're in 1st place, you got 10 points. Leaderboard as follows.
Fighting his way back into the competition is Norman, who now has an outside chance of getting into that safe 4th position. But battling his way from the expulsion zone to top spot is Paul.
Paul, with 46 points, coming out of nowhere. All right, it's bedtime. You guys have a great rest, good sleep, dream sweet dreams. You deserve it.
As the end of the show leader, Paul is given the honour of blowing up a very large firework.
Whoa! My God.
Next time on Wimps to Warriors, the guys will be dispatching chickens for dinner, running with fire, and attempting to rescue a beautiful damsel in our James Bond trial.
Norman, you perverted madman!